This is Julien, and I'm here in Jacksonville, Florida. And I'm not gonna lie, although I may seem extremely energized, positive, outgoing, delivering this video here, internally, so far on tour, this is probably the day where I'm just the most exhausted and the most dead inside ever. Okay, we've been on the road for over 30 days now, running events, almost every single day, recording videos every single day. And, today's the day it just really hit. Waking up this morning, I just felt like complete death. Like all I really wanted was to, just get a room isolated by myself and just do nothing. Just like cuddle up, fetal position and just try to get back to normal, not wanting to talk to anyone, not wanting to do anything. And, even getting a little sick, it's like I'm just like a fucking, like dying zombie. So, we got up, and of course, willpower above all else. We shot a video before this, grabbed some late breakfast / brunch, and over brunch, we were kind of talking about the difficulties we've encountered so far on the road and the repercussions of, how did we get to this point, basically, and what happens when you're at this point. And for me personally, the big ones are, and this is something I'm sure you've noticed within yourself as well, is the more you let's just say overwork yourself, or you really run yourself in the ground, or you reach such a tired state of mind, all of your personal boundaries just go to shit. And this is something, I notice 100%. It's like I wake up, do I want to record? Fuck no. It's like, what do I want? Anything to numb the tiredness. And all of my boundaries, like, wake up. One thing I do every morning is I try to, do an energy cleanse, if you will, as corny as that sounds. I've been slacking off on that shit for days now. All that goes to shit. I'm like, fuck the energy cleanse. Sometimes even eating breakfast, like, fuck the food, just do this, fuck that. Like, all my boundaries are gone. Even the gym, I'm like, no time for the gym, we're too tired, we gotta do this, there's too much stuff to do, etc., etc. And, at least for like a few days now, all of that, gone. Haven't been to the gym. My healthy eating, even kind of went to shit. Slacked off on, delivering even some videos, like, although they're good, and it's, the couple before this, they're really on point. It's kind of like the just trying to like barrel through the motion, like try to make it congruent, versus this like just really well thought out, like well delivered. You can sense in the video, just looking at me, I'm dying. My skin's melting off my face, and this is something you notice. If you let yourself pass a certain point of exhaustion, all your boundaries go to shit. So we were talking about this, and some ways of getting around it is one, create a schedule that's sustainable and track your days. And this is something that I really slack off on. That's a big sticking point. Is I'm very focused on the big picture, like long-term thinking. Okay, we're going to do this today, et cetera, and I'm like, whatever it takes to get there. But my days are not just. I don't track my days. Like, from this time to this time, we're doing this, and then we're doing this, and then we're doing this, and funny enough, by not doing that, your days pretty much become this scattered blur. There's this saying, if you're everywhere, you're nowhere. I think it's Seneca who said that. And that's really what happens. It's like I'm kind of in this flow, and by doing that, you're actually accomplishing a lot less. So tracking my days for sure is a huge sticking point. Like, okay, I'm doing this from this time, this to this time, and sticking to that schedule, 100% of the time, so you don't pass that point of just tiredness. And if you do, one thing that I'm implementing now is, similar to a vision board or a dream board. You put up all these pictures of what you want to accomplish, so you stay, you keep your eye on the prize. Do that even just on my cell phone, like the background of my cell phone, like anything to remind me of those boundaries. Because when you forget about them, you're just like, that long-term vision, whatever you're trying to accomplish, just disappears. So just like you're tired, like, you look at your cell phone, let's say there's, be fucking healthy. You're like, oh yeah, be healthy. Or anything to inspire you, like stay on track. So those are two little things, that would fix this problem. Another one is when you're just so fucking overworked, like any little thing just gets to you. So being very aware of, your emotions taking over, not identifying with them. But anyway, this was a conversation we were having. It's like all this, bullshit that seeps in. And the point that I want to make with all of this, okay, and this is the main message of this video, is that I'm just like you. There's this saying, unity over self, and this is what I want to hammer home, is that you know, I don't have anything special. And this is something I noticed with my seminars is people always like, oh yeah, well you're Julien, oh you're like this. How do I reach 100%? How am I perfect and everything? And you'll never get there, you know? And this is what I want you to see here. It's like, if you look at me, I fuck up too. You know, I'm fucking up right now. I let myself just go past that point of exhaustion. My boundaries slacked off. I slacked off on some responsibilities. And the main thing to take out of it is just fucking motivation. This is the one thing, like even me on my journey, that continuously inspired me to push forward is the fact that I'm not in this alone, and I embraced being part of a larger whole, if you will. Because the thing that really kills motivation, okay, at least from what I've seen in myself and with the people I work with, is believing in the fact that you're, let's just say, cut from a different cloth. You know, that you're not part of this larger whole, that you have, you know, different issues, different problems, different shortcomings that other people don't have, and you feel disconnected. You know, you may look at someone who's successful, you're like, oh man, well that guy, that girl, she just doesn't have what I have, you know, and this person doesn't have what I have. I have these unique issues, and I'm just such a fucking victim, and you go down this downward spiral, okay, and you're like, everything sucks for me, but not everyone else. But when you realize that, guess what? Those people, okay, there's a saying, like the more personal the wound, the more universal the wound, have issues too, okay? Whatever you think is your own unique little excuse or shortcoming, other people have that too, okay? And more often than not, a lot of people have that too, okay? So this here is the main message I kind of wanted to convey in this video here. Again, it's like no front, just extremely humble, like I'm just some regular dude, okay? I have shortcomings, I have excuses, I have limiting beliefs, and all I can really say is I'm trying to barrel through them, and hopefully you learn from the lessons that I learn and from just me sharing my experience, you know? So snap out of that. Don't place everyone else on a pedestal. And the last thing I'd say too, kind of linking back to, you know, the brunch or lunch, is surround yourself with people who will talk about this and will give you honest feedback, you know, because let's just say right now I have an awesome crew with me, but if this was me like a few years ago, you know, let's just say assistants that I had or people I worked with or traveled with even, were more so still bought into that fandom. And there's such a saying as being a yes man, and whatever I would say, they would agree to it. So if I'm like, oh, you know, what's really wrong right now? Oh, nothing, you're doing fine. I'm like, oh, are you sure? Yes. And when you have thousands of people like, yes, you're doing fine, you're like, okay, I'm doing fine, when you're not. So you can get cheered off the cliff that way there. So be aware of that too, as a little side note. Get honest feedback. Don't block it off, take it in, humble yourself in every fucking way. Don't be like, oh, I'm above that. No matter who you are, okay, remember, embrace being part of a larger whole. There's shit that you do have to work on, okay? And if you want to reinforce this even more, read biographies. You know, read biographies of people who are successful and look at the bullshit that they've been through, and you know, you'll soon come to realize that they are no fucking different than you, okay? So keep this in mind, and as always, until next time.
So as a little bonus, I thought I'd add here, just at the end of this video, a segment, you know, of course, from one of my dating seminars. And this is where I show a video of me basically not doing very well and getting quote unquote rejected by a girl. And people are always shocked to see this. And I tell them like, hey, you know, this is something that happened recently. You know, it's not an old video. It's not something that was years ago when I quote unquote sucked. This still happens to me. I'm just like you. Okay, and it really reinforces, again, embracing being large but part of whole. Okay, unity over self. And I'll play it for you here, okay, and just really hammer this concept home even more. But keep this in mind, okay, and realize that a lot of society kind of hides this. A lot of people hide this. You know, no one really wants to be full transparent and admit this. But the sooner you can kind of see behind the curtain there, and you kind of realize, like, hey, you know, we're all just fucking human beings, like even me. I still slack off, I still come up with excuses, I still lack willpower at times, I still make mistakes, I still, you know, feel insecure at times, I'm still in my head sometimes. I'm just like you. The sooner you can embrace that, the better, because, you know, we're all fucking dealing with the same shit. So I'll hammer the concept home a little bit more here. Enjoy.
But one big thing to take out of it is notice that this still happens to me too. Okay, this is not like an years old video. This is fucking recent. Okay, it still happens to me. And in terms of motivation, and this is huge, it should give you a nice sense of unity. Okay, the one thing that really kills motivation, I mean, there's many, but this is one of the big ones,
is feeling like you're, let's just say, cut from a different cloth and disconnected from the pack, let's just say. And this kind of ties into victim mentality. And everyone has their excuses like, oh, well, it's so easy for everyone else, but I have this issue, and it's unique to me, and I have this, and I have this, it's unique to me. And you know, there's that saying, the more personal the wound, the more universal the wound. It's like whatever your insecurity, your issues, your excuses are, everyone has them, and everyone deals with them. Even being in a seminar like this, you should look around and be inspired to see more guys like you also doing this. And even seeing me, it's like we tend to put people on pedestal or feel like we're disconnected. I still experience this myself. Okay, we're all in the same fucking boat, and that there, embracing being part of a larger whole, helps massively in terms of motivation. You know, I do this on boot camp too, where the last night, it's like 3 nights. The last night, the way I start it, let's just say it's like you 3 are the clients, is we go out and I pick a rendezvous spot in the venue. I'm like, this is a rendezvous spot, beginning of the night. I want all 3 of you to split up, go in the club, and come back each with minimum 1 girl. If you don't come back with a girl, don't come back at all. Go. And that's how it starts. So again, they're not warmed up at all. We just finished talking like theory and shit. You're on your head, and suddenly you're on your own. They can't wing each other or anything. You have to go open your own sets and bring back a girl. It's scary, but what's the thing that motivates them and gets all of them through? The fact that the 2 other guys are in the same boat as them. So it's not them by themselves. It's like they know that 2 other guys are feeling those same fucking emotions, that same fear, that same anxiety. And once you embrace this on a bigger picture, and you know everyone else is going through that bullshit, everyone else has trouble, like, you know, taking right action, et cetera, it'll help motivate you massively. Okay, that feeling of disconnect kills a lot.